Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. We were talking about something before, and my stream health looks like it's going crazy, so it's making me nervous. Uh, we were talking about something before. This is normally the part of the show where we get into different topics, topics that you want to present. If you guys want to discuss what we were discussing before, I do like the other topics. So if we want to get into something, maybe we'll circle back to how mobile get. You know, and I think we covered enough of that. So if you guys have any topics or anything, which I do see some up there, but if you have any topics or anything you want to discuss, just type it out in the chat, and we will try and get into as much as we can. Again, no spoilers for Avengers, uh, which unfortunately is going to date this this video, but that's okay. Um, all right, so let's see. Topic: your favorite worst game, as in the worst game you played but still like it. There was a game called Rising Zan for the PlayStation 1, which kind of made me, it was kind of awful, but it kind of made me laugh. Bits. Thank you, Mendez, for the bits. Um, yeah, it's tough because there are some games where you just go, oh my god. There's a PlayStation game called Roscoe McQueen, which was just, that was one of the first games that I very clearly remember playing because we knew it was going to be bad, and then we looked at the clock and it was 2 hours later and we were still playing it. Um, so yeah, something like Roscoe McQueen. There was a game called Lucky Luke. Unfortunately, there's a lot of PlayStation games there. Hold on a second here. Let me change my mouse's setting here. Got this cool gaming mouse. It gives me all these weird options, and I didn't think I would use them, but I am. Take a poop break. Not a poop break. Just a. I don't want my butt to keep hurting break. Let me see here. I lost my place. John's review of Stanley Parable. Where is my? There we go. Question: could we suggest games for you to stream? You can. I can't guarantee that I even own them. I can guarantee you that if I was to play something for, because somebody asked me that before about donating games. You know, could they donate games with the intention of me streaming them? And I told them that I would do that, but I can't guarantee, I can't promise you that I'm going to play, because I'm not going to spend time streaming a game that I'm just hating. I would definitely play a game, but I can't guarantee you that I'm going to stream the whole thing. I'm going to stream the game to its completion. I can't even guarantee you that I'm going to finish the stream playing that game. um, in light of the Avengers film, what about we talk about Nintendo Cinematic Universe? Aqua, let's wait for them to develop that, and then we'll get into it. The death of flea markets. I don't think flea markets are dead. I think hunting for video games at flea markets, for the most part, is dead. You know, everybody's got their cell phone out, and everybody can check. Because a lot of people used to blame eBay. Like, oh, well, eBay is what's doing it. Yeah, but they didn't remember to go to eBay when they got home and check prices. You know, when you found a game in their box, they couldn't check eBay right there. It wasn't until smartphones really came into being that people could then say, oh, well, hold on, because that's what kills even video game stores. You know, hey, how much is this game? Oh, I don't know. Let me check. Oh, stop looking. um, that would have to go to Wallace and Gromit Project Zoo for me. Favorite porn actress? I haven't followed porn actresses in forever. I don't know. I don't know if I have one. You know what, Rooster? I like a little bit of everything. Space Channel 5 VR game coming out. There you go. Ooh la la. That's my favorite porn actress. So Greg, butts, yay! Yay! Absolutely, yay! Butts are great. Import gaming. Lizard, what about import gaming? Favorite worst game: Star Fox Zero. I haven't played it, but The Town with No Name. What game issue do you think should get more attention? Recent DYKG video really brought accessibility to the disabled and companies that helped with it to my attention. That's an interesting topic. I do think accessibility is kind of an issue. I think Dahai Wario, I think it needs to be acknowledged that not everything is going to be accessible to everybody. But I do like the idea of having people with certain disabilities in mind when you make. I think one of the coolest things about Splatoon was when they specifically said that they choose colors with different contrasts to go against each other so that people who are colorblind can still play the game. That, to me, there was something in there, even though it may be a small thing compared to what other disabilities are, but the idea that while they were developing this game, somebody thought to do that was incredible. So I do like that idea. I do think that it needs to be acknowledged that not everything is going to be accessible to everybody. If it requires two hands to play the game at a fast pace, I think that maybe there should be a way for somebody to play it, but to understand that it's going to be a significant challenge. You know what I mean? I used to play WoW with somebody who only had one hand. And so he would purposely not go into the big raids because he knew that speed was something that he really, really needed, and he just couldn't offer it. But we still let him raid. We still brought him in. Like he would step out when it was clutch time. But when we knew it wasn't clutch, when we were cleaning up ads and stuff, we would tell him, "Hey, get in here." Yeah, mine is probably God Hand. I heard about God Hand before. It's funny because I've heard people say that they like it, but that it does have its problems. So that might actually be exactly what counts. Damn, it's fun to watch in motion. You streamed all of Luigi. Rooster, and that's why I won't do it anymore. That's why I won't do it, because I streamed all of Luigi's Mansion and I was not having a good time. But are flea market deaths for modern? Oh, are flea market deaths for modern game? No. Flea markets don't interact with modern gaming at all. They are not the same thing. They don't. One does not touch the other or affect the other at all. Flea markets would be more dangerous to retro gaming, retro game stores and things like that. But the idea of going to flea markets for retro games, now flea markets are separate. Like I think of flea markets as maybe I could find something, but the reality is I'm not going to find anything except old chairs. One game I would get for you is Strife. Strife, the quest for the sigil. Real Chris, what is that on? I thought it would be fun to speculate. Sorry, I skipped over one. Philikestra, since at what point do you think video games jumped from niche to mainstream? I think video games jumped from niche to mainstream when people started to realize, when companies started to realize there was big money in video games, and when fans started to realize that there was mainstream appeal. Video games were always that sort of cliche, that sort of niche. Oh, these nerdy guys play it. When sports fans started to discover how amazing it was to play sports video games, when people who love intricate stories discovered that some of these video games have amazing stories, I think that's when they started to jump into the mainstream, because companies realized they could make money. Fans of things realized they could get those things in video games. Comic books, once Iron Man happened and people realized, companies realized, oh my God, people love comic book movies and we can make money doing this. If we spend money, we can make money. And when fans watched it and started to say, hey, that Iron Man movie is great, comic book movies are really cool. Because remember, before that, we had stuff like Elektra and people hated the idea of comic book movies. At least in the circles that I was hanging out with. Greg likes the butts. Games that push their systems to their limits. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I can tell you that they're usually games at the end of the cycle. You know what I mean? Games that towards the end of the system's lifespan, they've really started to show off what the system can do. That seems more like a technical question, and I just don't have the answers for that. I mean, we talked about video games that blew our minds for different reasons. You know, stuff like Final Fantasy VI, when you're in the mine cart and it's sort of the 3D coming at you. I thought that was amazing. Sean, we're just going through different topics. Let's see here. Games that push limits. Accessibility is unfortunate, sort of an imperfect thing. Yeah, it's entirely an audiovisual medium. You kind of can't make a game inherently for the blind. Yeah. And somebody did. Apparently, there was a game that was supposed to be simulated blindness, but in the way it simulated blindness, a blind person could probably play the game. And it's like, it's nice, but the reality is that there's only so much accessibility you can put into a video game before you destroy the game. You know, if you want to maintain the game's integrity, it's going to end up being inaccessible to people. You know, that unfortunately, that's like saying that you're in a wheelchair and your biggest goal is to climb one of those towers, the Mayan temples with all the stairs that are almost like an 80-degree slant. The reality is that you may find a way to get to the top, but you're never going to walk every step, you know, or you probably won't walk every step. I won't say never, because technology, if we stop being jerks to each other for 5 minutes, who knows what technology can take us or where technology can take us. Shantae pushed the system to the limit. That was good on who came up with that idea for Splatoon. It puts into perspective why they choose those colors. Yeah, when you'll notice, you'll get every time there's a matchup, you're going to get a color that's sort of muted and one that's very bright, because when everything is shifted to black and white, when everything is shifted to a colorless spectrum, one stands out against the other. Yeah, gaming is not 100% accessible. It's just unfortunate. It's a sad truth, because I love gaming. I love video games, and I love the idea of everybody playing some. I believe that there's a video game out there for every single person in this world. Anybody who says that they don't like video games simply has never played the game that they would like. I believe that it's for everybody, so it bothers me and it bums me out that there are people who just can't play video games. Flea markets are for older stuff and bootlegs. But Greg, you love Luigi's Mansion. You streamed all of it online. No. Was it my favorite worst game has got 358 half days. I'm calling it 358 half days. Whenever that game comes up, that's what I call it. Steam as Strife Veteran Edition. Oh yeah. Full game set. Real Chris, thank you for that full gamepad support, because I kind of need that. I'm not a mouse and keyboard guy. By any means. I was a mouse and keyboard guy for WoW, and for the little bit that I've played Final Fantasy XIV, I can use the mouse and keyboard, but I do not prefer it any way whatsoever. Modern game flea markets are out of control. Modern game flea markets. Not flea markets for modern games. Game flea markets of the current age. Kicked out because he would buy games as cheap as he could and then sell them for more. I don't know. As long as you're not the Latimer, that gets into, is he scalping or not? You know what I mean? And that's sort of, because I do that. I buy cheap games. If I see a bunch of games, I'll buy the whole stack, and then I'll sell the ones that I already have and try and make back my money. That's not really scalping, you know what I mean? And I don't think that there's anything unethical about it. Kingdom Hearts Coda would be a favorite worst for me. Is there a console system you regretted buying? I have an Intellivision Model 1, and I wish I would have held out for the Model 2, and I've just never bought a Model 2 yet. That's really it. I think that's it. I would rather have I wish I had held out for a Model 2. It's cool to have the Model 1, but the Model 1 Intellivision is a clunky mess that doesn't work. Yeah, so in Intellivision, and I just never have bought one. So I think that maybe that'll be my next game purchase, because I've got a stack of games for it. I have one Abandonware game that would be neat to see you play. I'll link it in the Discord. Okay, Thank you for the Discord links. Oh, this desync. Am I desynced? Oh, later, Dr. Juice. Have a great one. Thank you for the topic. Thank you for the first topic. Why is Spawn almost dead? Spawn is almost dead because isn't technically Spawn completely dead, but then he was resurrected. Resurrected by the Malbolgia and trained by Violator to lead his army against Heaven. If I'm getting that right, if I remember my HBO show correctly. Full 3D games with the second analog stick is just awful. Even using the shoulder buttons is a pain. I look like Charlie Clips, the battle rapper. Is he a decent guy? Long time troll? Is he a good guy? I'd hate for you to tell me that I look like some horrible person, but as long as he's a good guy, I'll take that. Okay. Chrono Trigger to you push the system. Yeah, it did have some pretty strong visuals. Why your thoughts? Oh, is McFarlane almost washed up? I think Todd McFarlane is a byproduct of getting very, very popular to the point where people got tired of seeing him. And I think that's why people because as far as artwork goes, it's amazing artwork. I think some of McFarlane's Spider-Man artwork is some of the best Spider-Man artwork there has ever been. But I think his name was just everywhere. People got tired of seeing him, and I think people pushed him to the side because they got tired of seeing him. We see it with musicians all the time. They get tired of hearing their same song on the radio over and over again, and they get tired of hearing all the stuff that they're talking about, so they just kind of push him to the side. It doesn't mean that they're not talented. It just means that people got tired of hearing it. Splatoon still has a colorblind mode that just locks the colors. Yeah, there's still a mode for Splatoon that does that. We would create auto mail, like from Full Metal Alchemist, so people without legs can have artificial legs. Yeah, Aqua Sakura. I believe if we stop being jerks to each other for 5 minutes, we could solve half the world's problems. I just call it 358. My parents, who were a kindergarten teacher and a doctor, like Wii Sport. Yeah, that's the game, and that's the game for them. It works, and that was the Wii's appeal. I think that was the Wii's appeal. Everybody sees these controllers, and the controllers have 1,000 buttons on them, and it scares the hell out of them, and the games look really complicated. And then along came the Wii, and you just hold it, and you go like that, and you roll a bowling ball, or you hit a baseball bat, you swing a baseball bat. And I think that's why the Wii sold 100 million systems, is because it was accessible in that way. It seemed easier for people to get a hold of. It was the right game for a lot of people. The problem is, as hardcore gamers, it turned into a one-trick pony really, really fast, and we got tired of that trick. Konami with their cheap cash grabs are pushing me to my limits. What's a cheap cash grab? What? You don't like sexy pachinko? What's the matter with you? So when do you go Super Saiyan? That's reselling. How far am I? Oh my God, I'm all the way down. Okay, I gotta jump ahead here. If you asked a question, please ask it again, because slightly desynced actually. And I'm fired. All right. Yeah. I gotta jump ahead here because I didn't realize how high up on the chat I was. Bayonetta pushed to PS3. I understand that Bayonetta on the PS3 was the worst version of the game. That was my understanding. I've heard people say that it had a lot of issues. Again, can't substantiate it because all I ever played was the Xbox 360 version and then the Wii U version, which was amazing, by the way. What's that? I would see games a week before release. I had a job working at Amazon. Let's see. Sexy Pachinko is genius. Empty all of your balls. Hey, look, it works. If given the option, what TV mode would you like to play, portrait or what TV mode would I like to play, portrait or landscape? Landscape. I like, since our eyes are side by side, our field of vision is wider than it is taller, so landscape is the better way to do things. All right, Greg, what made you into video games? Into what? Hold on. What made you into iVid game? What got me into video games? Is that what you're asking? But, have I mentioned Konami pushing me to my limit? Yes. Black magic and voodoo. Wait, what? How did you burn my ROM? Oh. But yeah, are you asking what Straight De Niro? Are you asking what got me into video games? Access. I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old, and it was because they were there, and I picked up the Atari controller, and I felt like I couldn't put it down. Apparently, Sean is racist because he likes black magic and voodoo, or because he likes burnt ramen. What's going on here? No ramen for you. I burned it all. Yeah. How did it start with influence? Yeah, honestly, Straight De Niro, it was just influence. I had the ability to play games. My father, I've talked about this before, where my father would go and hang out with a friend of his, and then I would sit in their friend's basement, and they would hang out, and I would play Atari, and eventually we got an Atari for ourselves, and I just played that all day. I didn't really like to hang out with the kids in our neighborhood because most of those kids were trying to do something bad, and I didn't want to do that, so I preferred to just stay at home and play these games and read their stories and go on those adventures. I just linked the game in Discord. I will look through all the Discord stuff later. I don't like to look at it right now because everybody else can't see it on stream, which I should probably do. Hold on. Wait. I think I missed one. No, could I have favorite video game box art? Defender, the box art for the game Defender, I think was great. I love it. Defender seemed like such a simple game, and the box art told me a story. You know, back in, I think that's the thing. Atari games are notorious for having very detailed box art. Some of them have very detailed box art, and that was important because the games were so simple that this you needed the story. You got the story. You know, if we see those pictures where you see like Link fighting Ganon in the very first NES game, and then there's a very detailed picture of it next to it, because that's what we saw in our minds. It wasn't these little sprites on the screen. I just entered the cavernous room, and there's this giant monster there, and that's sort of what we saw. Atari box art really did that for me, where there was this dramatic thing happening, and that's what the game was. And it was easier to visualize that in the game with the box art. Let's see here. Hang on. If video games didn't exist, would you do board games instead? Yeah. Siberian Ninja, I think. No, you know what? I can't say that I can. Okay, I can't say that I can because the majority of the video games that I play are single player games. Board games and card games and stuff require you to interact with other people. While I don't have a problem doing that, I have a difficulty in getting to that access. You know what I mean? I love board games, and I would love to play board games more, but I can't play board games more because I don't have people around who want to do that on that level. You know, I am extremely excited about the idea of playing Dungeons and Dragons. I know 0 groups of people that are interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I can't do it. I would want to, but I can't. At what point did you realize that video games were going to revolutionize entertainment? The Wii. De Niro 66. I would say the Wii. Because I felt like the Wii was the first time that video games broke out of the video game culture and into a more mainstream culture. Yes, the mainstream talked about video games beforehand. The PS2 had a DVD player. That was that bridged a large gap. You know, because there were people who wouldn't think about buying a video game system, but wanted a DVD player and said, hey, if I spend a little extra money, I'll also get this video game system. And that sort of bridged the gap there. But even then, it was still a techie kind of gap, a techie kind of culture there. It wasn't until the Wii, in my opinion, it wasn't until the Wii that people who would not game at all considered playing video games. And that to me was the first time that video games interacted with a significantly wider user base and entered a more mainstream setting. Both anonymous people on the internet, color your skin doesn't mean anything to me. My skin is lighter than Greg's. What is your favorite go-to game to chill and relax? Favorite go-to game to chill and relax? If I'm trying to get my mind off of something, it kind of depends on my mood. If I'm trying to get my mind off of something and I just sort of want to do something I know that I can do, I'll play something like Link to the Past. You know what I mean? There's no question that I'm going to be able to beat that game. If I want something a little bit more competitive right now, I'll play something like Splatoon. Which whether or not Splatoon is relaxing or not is debatable. Yeah, if I want to just vegetate and just be mellow and play a game all the way through, it'll be an RPG or something, some kind of long adventure game that I know I've played before and I can just experience it again. So it could be Tactics, Final Fantasy 6 or 7, something like that. Something where I don't need to even Link to the Past is a little adventure action heavy. So I'll play something like an RPG where I can sit back and enjoy the story. Stop promoting supremacy on the Greg. Let's see. Phalanx is the best. Oh, we all know, Ryan. We all know Phalanx has probably some of the best box art ever. I come from, and I'm all the way up in the chat. Good Lord, this always happens. I try to interact with the chat, but it's so difficult. I'm such a rambler. I should have kept the name of the show Uncle Silver Starts Rambling. Although I still argue that naming the show USSR would have been a problem. Oscar for the Amiga CD. I never played the Amiga CD32. I would love to play that. Was there an arcade cabinet art design that demanded your attention? The bright green of the San Francisco Rush arcade machine always drew my attention. The sexy character, Sexy Orchid on the side of Killer Instinct, although Spinal on the other side of the Killer Instinct machine was probably more recognizable to me. Yeah, I don't... arcade cabinet art that demanded my attention. Yeah, it would have to be something like that. Something like Killer Instinct. The big giant skeleton on the side. Always drew my eye. Where's my Phalanx poster? Suave, you haven't sent me a Phalanx poster. The Wii hype kind of died out since then, though. Johnny is streaming. He's still streaming. Yeah, I'll send the stream over there when we get done. Goat box art now in Discord. My mom got a PS2 for DVDs, but also got some PS1 bowl. Yeah, Mambo, see, that's a bridge. That's a gap that was bridged. She wanted a DVD player. Hey, the PS2 for not much more money plays DVDs. Let's get it. Hey, we also have a video game player. Why not? Why don't we get some video games too? I don't want to get to Rank X. I don't like people having to depend on me. Siberian Ninja, yeah, I'm not a fan of the idea of Rank X. I was watching a stream this morning with somebody who was in Rank X, and he said that it's almost like there's a pressure to stay in Rank X, so it kind of sucks the fun out of the game. Is Friday sub day? Yeah, Friday I think is usually sub day for him. Naming the show USSR would have been the best. Yeah, I think I would have to constantly say that there was no collusion when it comes to making the show if I named the show USSR. And I know USSR and Russia aren't the same thing. I'm just making a joke. The chat's not on the stream window. Hold on. Hang on. Wow, when did that happen? Hang on. Oh, I wonder why that happened. That's weird. I wonder where the chat went. Did that just happen? Or has that hasn't been like that this whole time, has it? Now I feel bad. Ooh, that's weird. I wonder what that's a Streamlabs problem. Let's see here. Let's go to Streamlabs and see what that's all about. I feel like I want to reset it, and then I don't, because I can't. Let's move chat window all the way down, and then let's move it all the way back up. No. It's been going for like a minute or two. I ate the chat. I was hungry. Oh, no problem, Ryan. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping in. The chat left to see the new Marvel movie. Oh yeah. I'm kind of, yeah. Why in the world did the chat window leave? That's so strange. Hold on. Let me work with the properties here. Why did it leave? Why did the chat leave? Twitch was having issues earlier today, so maybe Streamlabs is having issues now. Okay. Isn't there Twitch integration with Discord? I believe there is. I keep the Discord separate, mostly because I don't interact with it too much. So let me see something here. Maybe I'm wondering if Twitch logged me out of Streamlabs. Hold on. Let me log into Streamlabs and see what happens. Or OBS did something. Now I'm kind of... What the... Oh, hold on. Okay, this might be the problem. Let's see if that happens again. I think Streamlabs was having a problem. Did you ever find out what the deal was with Justin Fan? No, not yet. Is it back? Is it back? Oh, it's back. Okay, the stream is back. Yeah, I think... Okay, I think Twitch... I think Streamlabs logged me out of Twitch. Because I just logged into my Streamlabs account, and now it's back on the window. Okay. There we go. Unfortunately, it didn't restore the other stuff. Ooh, that's so weird. Yeah, chat went to go watch the Marvel Infinity War. Okay, so yeah, I just logged back into Streamlabs. Even though we're gonna end the show soon anyway. Justin Fan is great. Yeah, for anybody that wasn't watching the show yesterday, the stream went all crazy, which if you go watch the VOD, the video is fine of the stream. The video is there. It doesn't mess up or anything. But when I was trying to type, my name wasn't showing up in the chat. I was named Justin Fan 13895 or something like that. And then it fixed soon after, but I got a screen cap of it. I still haven't sent Twitch that message. I'm gonna send them an email with a picture of that and let them know that something happened. I don't know if somebody was trying to hack the stream. I can't imagine why. I mean, I love having you guys here, but I got to imagine that there are bigger streamers that were it's more helpful to hack. I don't really know. Curse you, Twitch Labs. I'm not a Marvel guy. I'm a Marvel guy. I can definitely be a Marvel guy. I like the movies more than I follow the comics. Remember to change your password. But yeah, I honestly, actually, I think we're just gonna call it now. Since we, the chat is back. Let's not push the envelope here. That sounds like one of the random Streamlabs username. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe Streamlabs was doing something. Yeah, test notification. Yeah, it seems very weird. Real Chris, have a good one. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, but on that note, I think we're gonna call it here. Thank you guys so much for stopping in for the stream. Thank you for chatting and having a blast, talking about some stuff. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. Be sure to check down in the description and go follow me over on Twitch. If you are watching this on Twitch, be sure to go follow me on YouTube. Hang on a second. but yeah, just have a great weekend from here on. Go if you're watching this live right now, or I think this is going to go up Saturday. Go see Avengers. It's an amazing movie. Other than that, just have a great weekend. We'll Sean, we'll take care of that. We're gonna bring the show out, and then I'm gonna stay streaming. But yeah, so have a great weekend. Have a great night. And I will see you guys for whenever my next stream is. Unless you're only here for the IRL, in which case I'll see you next Friday.